Hari Om, Bhagavad Gita, Moksha Sannyasa Yoga, chapter 18, verse 56. Bhagwan Krishna, in the last verse, said, only through love one can understand who am I and what am I. If you want to understand Bhagwan Krishna, then you have to love not only the God, but all the living beings. Then only you can understand who am I and what am I. Once the person sheds his ego, he enters me, capital M, capital E, that is Bhagavan, or merges with me, capital M, capital E, not with me, with Bhagavan. Verse 56. Sarva karmanyapi sadam kurvano matyapashrayaham matprasada tavapnoti shashvatam padamavyayam. Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, Karma Yogi reaches the same goal or same end as Jnana Yogi. This is because a life of Jnana Nishta, which entails renunciation of all other activities, because Jnani need not have to do any activity. No karma is prescribed for Jnani. Jnani renunciates all the karmas. That will not be fruitful to a karma yogi or a seeker unless one has lived a life of prayer and prayerful activity or attitude. Bhagavan Krishna already said renunciation is difficult to accomplish for the one who has not lived a life of karma yoga. That is the first step. You can't immediately do PhD without doing your degree. Impossible. Similarly, unless you lead a life of karma yoga, you cannot go to the next step. It is extremely difficult. Living life of renunciation is easier said than done. Tomorrow, if I say, no, I am going to Himalayas, at 5 o'clock I will look for coffee. Where will I get? No, I will not get. Because I can say easily, no, I am matured, I am going. No, you cannot. Bhagavan says you are not mentally matured. One must have a contemplative mind that comes only when one goes through the challenges of life. Very, very important. Very, very important. One must have a contemplative mind that comes only when one goes through the challenges of life. You cannot run away from life and try to sit and meditate in Himalayas. You should face the challenges of life. Still, success will come, failure will come, dukkha will come, sukha will come. Like waves, it will come and affect you. Every minute, every second, every moment, challenges are thrown at us. If you are able to keep your mind at all these things, then you can definitely go to Himalayas. Who says you should not go? You can. But every time now and then we are tossed like a paper boat in the rough sea. So how can you say, no, I will go and meditate? Impossible. Adi Shankara says, the word api, along with the word sarva karmani, indicate not only actions that are to be done, that is vigita karmas, but also those actions that are not to be done, that is pratisiddha karmas. Sometimes you may have to do the act which you may not like, but you have to do it. A judge sentencing a terrorist for death, he may not personally, if you ask him, no, sir, I am not interested in hanging anybody. It's a killing actually. But he has to do it. There is no other go. Law provides for it. Otherwise, terrorists will go and kill another 150 people. So sometimes you may be forced to do those actions. It does not mean that a karma yogi can do prohibited karma also. Sometimes you may have to do some actions which you may not like, will not mean that you have to do prohibited karma. Stealing, can I do, sir? No, you cannot. Can I do killing for my personal this thing? This neighbor is troubling me. Parking his car always in my parking lot. I want to kill him. Can I kill him? No, you cannot. Judge, when he is pronouncing a judgment, even though personally he may not be interested in hanging the terrorist, he can do that. That is the difference. Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, what is right and what is wrong is always relative. What is wrong may be right when circumstances change. Therefore, sometimes what is generally considered to be wrong may be unavoidable. In those situations, Karma Yogi takes it as Bhagavan's order, and being committed to Bhagavan, he will do that action. By doing that action, he will not incur any power. No sin will come to him. As I said, judge by ordering somebody to be hanged, he will not incur any papa. Unless he is a totally corrupt fellow. That's a different matter. Sometimes an action like small hurt to some beings, like accidentally stepping on an ant or a worm, it is done unknowingly. You may be walking. Daily I am going for walking. Rainy season, you will find a number of insects coming out. Accidentally, you may step on those things. Even then, since Karma Yogi dedicates all his work to Bhagavan, Mat Vyabhashrayaha, he will not incur any papa. He will not, because every act of his is dedicated to Bhagwan Krishna. He gains that ultimate end due to the grace of Bhagavan. Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, an ethical person and a person who follows the law in letter and spirit need not be a karma yogi. Sir, I am an ethical person. I don't do any corrupt activities. I follow the law. When the amber comes in my car, I will not run it at 100 kilometers. I will stop. When I see the amber itself, I will stop. Red light did not come. Not even one single case against me. But he is not a karma yogi. Karma yogi is one who recognizes Bhagavan as a karma paladhata. He recognizes Bhagavan as the very law of dharma. I have been saying this for a number of times. If you think dharma is different, Krishna is different. If you think Rama is different, dharma is different, then basically something is wrong. Bhagavan Krishna is not different from the law of dharma. So the karma yogi recognizes Bhagavan as the very law of dharma. Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, karma yoga is not mere skill in action. Mere skill in action. If that is the definition, then even an expert pickpocket becomes a karma yogi. Recently in Paris, somebody entered this museum and stolen that diamond thing, heavy diamond, worth several crores. Everybody was there, wonderfully stolen. Sir, can I say he is a karma yogi? He is not a karma yogi. Expert in some pickpocketing or that stealing, it is not skill in action. Mere skill in action will not make you a karma yogi. So this misconception should not be there. Karma yoga is living a life of prayer and prayerful attitude in all the actions. That is important. So you cannot go to temple, pray, and then come out, do and all the acts which are against whatever Krishna said. In all your activities, you must have prayer and prayerful attitude. It is recognition of Ishvara and conformity to Ishvara's dharma. That alone changes the person. Bhagavan Krishna is very clear in saying this. The one who has taken refuge in me, capital M, capital E. For a karma yogi, dharma and Bhagavan are not two different things. He does not lose sight of this because of his ragadveshas. Normally, even an ethical person, correct person, when a problem comes to him, or when he likes something or dislikes something, at that time only the mind will create the problem. He will try to cross the Lakshman Rekha, dharma, because the problem is for him. For the other person, he will say, no, 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 it's not dharmic, etc. When the real problem comes for him, he will try to cross the Lakshman Rekha. So, while choosing his course of action, he is conscious of Bhagavan in the form of dharma. At the time of facing the results, he is aware that Bhagavan is karma paladada, and hence he receives the results as prasada. Even though you are a good person, even though you are a wonderful, calm fellow, daily doing every prayer, all the work are carried out in a prayerful attitude with Bhagavan Krishna. But result may not be what you are expecting. It may come totally negative also. Bhagavan will test you. In fact, the more you are prayerful, the more negatives may come. Because it's a test, examination. So the moment you get a negative result, immediately you criticize Bhagavan, you change your religion also. No, 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 sir, I am going to that God, not this God. But a karma yogi take the results as prasada. That is an opportunity for me to change my mind, to keep my mind cool. It's very difficult for me. I criticize Bhagavan Krishna. What is this? You have given this kind of a result. But every time I fail, Bhagavan Krishna gives you a test. Whether you are able to keep your mind cool and calm, even though result is not according to what you wanted. The karma yogi takes it as a prasada. At no point in time he loses sight of Bhagavan. Karma yogi is a person for whom the basis of all actions is Bhagavan, and the source of results for those actions is also Bhagavan. So action also emanates because of Bhagavan. Result also comes because of Bhagavan. Performing all actions, he never loses sight of Bhagavan. Bhagavan Krishna says, because of Bhagavan's grace, he gains an end which does not come to an end. Every end has got an end. Your happiness, it has got an end. Your sadness, it has got an end. But here Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, this seeker, he gains an end which does not come to an end. That is moksha. How does he get that Ishvara's grace? Because he has taken refuge in Ishvara. He gains Antakarana Suddhi. Because of Antakarana Suddhi, he is always cheerful. His mind is always tranquil, not agitated. Whatever happens. Come on, because action is by source Bhagavan. Result, source Bhagavan. Who am I? That is the prasada. The cheerfulness, the tranquility of mind. That is the prasada. Then there is exposure to proper teaching, Upadesha, which is necessary for clear knowledge. Without the grace of Ishvara, he will not find a proper guru and have access to the Shastra. The body and mind must also be conducive for the pursuit, as well as the surrounding conditions. All these are due to grace of Ishvara, Ishvara Prasada. If one carefully looks into it, one will find the whole pursuit is nothing but Ishvara Prasada. Here, I repeat this, but I will not comment because I feel something to be said here. but I am not going to say. You understand yourself. There is exposure to proper teaching, Upadesha, which is necessary for clear knowledge. Without the grace of Ishvara, he will not find a proper guru and have access to Shastra. The body and mind must also be conducive for the pursuit, as well as the surrounding conditions. All these are due to grace of Ishvara, Ishvara Prasada. If one carefully looks into it, one will find the whole pursuit is nothing but Ishvara Prasada. In time, Karma Yogi gains the same Jnana Nishta. A Karma Yogi is also a Mumukshu. He is not doing karma for the sake of heaven or anything. He is not interested in heaven. I remember one Alvar, I know, forgetting. He is not interested in heaven. Bhagwan came and said, I will give you heaven. He said, who wants your heaven? I don't want that. He coolly said, one Alvar said that. He does karma for the sake of Antakarana Suddhi and continues to pursue the study of Shastra. Therefore, surely he will gain moksha. That is what Swami Dayananda Saraswati says. Swami Chinmayananda says, already we have seen bhakti is not a mere passive surrender or physical ritualism. Daily, sir, I am putting 12 namaskars. Daily, I am ringing the bell. I am doing archana. These are all physical activities. It's not that it is not, immediately you don't stop. Sir, bhakti means love, I am stopping everything, sir. No. You should not stop. That is a step to move to the next step. You can't jump to 5 steps. You have to start from that is the first step. Don't stop there. Move again. That is the point. Immediately, no, sir, you are saying that no archana is necessary, no namaskar is necessary, no, I need not go to temple, I need not chant the mantras. No, don't misunderstand. It is not mere physical or this ringing the bell, etc. That all, don't stop there. Move ahead. Bhagwan Krishna insists that through bhakti only the lower in us identifies with the higher in us through an intelligence process of detachment from both the sense of I do and I enjoy mentality. That is, sense of agency and enjoyment. Further, the seeker gains the inner experience positively by bringing out in all his contacts with the outer world, in all his relationships, his experience, the positive inner experience, he brings out in all his actions, in the world, in all his relationships. According to Bhagwan Krishna, religion is not fulfilled by mere withdrawal from the outer world of sense objects. Running away from the world, it is not a religious practice. According to Bhagwan Krishna, it is remaining within the world and spreading the fragrance of peace and joy in the world. You have to be a member of this society. You have to face a challenge. Don't run away. That is what Bhagwan Krishna says. Devotion to Bhagwan must express itself in one's attitude and transactions with the world, where every living being is recognized as his own manifest form. Here, his is capital H, capital I, capital S. All the living beings are created by whom? The creator and the creation are not different. When I see everybody, every living being, it is all creation of Bhagwan Krishna. Naturally, there can only be love and compassion towards all living beings, gushing out as an unstoppable urge to give, to help, and to serve. The moment you see somebody, Ramalinga Adigalar, when he saw a plant suffering without water, his heart melted. Oh God, how much suffering this plant is undergoing without water. Why don't you shower your grace? Plant. It is not animal. It is not anything. The love for the plant, the love for the animal, the love for the human beings. You cannot love God, unseen God. Anybody says, I am going to love God without loving your neighbor, without loving your family, without loving your society, without loving all the people. How can you love that unseen God? Impossible. That is why there can be love and compassion towards all beings, gushing out to give, to help, and to serve. Bhagwan Krishna said in the last verse, who gains him? Now he adds one more condition. What is the passport required to enter his kingdom? Bhagavan's kingdom. Bhagavan will not allow anyone to enter his gate without that passport and visa. What is that? It is selfless service to society. Selfless service to society. The seeker performs all actions by taking refuge in Bhagavan. He is not an idler, sitting idle and eating the wealth of the society. He works continuously but surrenders all his actions to Bhagavan. Swami Chinmayananda says, in order to serve without the sense of agency, that is, I do mentality, the practical method is taking refuge in Bhagavan. Such a seeker who is constantly working in fulfilling his duties, he gains the grace of Bhagavan as prasada. A karma yogi carries out all activities at all times, keeping Bhagavan as the goal. The example Swami Chinmayananda is giving, if you are a sportsman and have the aim to win gold in Olympics, so you are a sports person, runner, super speed runner. So you want to gain a gold medal in Olympics. What you will do? In all your activities, you keep the gold medal in mind. While eating, suppose you give him butter. Today morning, sir, aloo paratha, aloo pyaz paratha with butter and puri 4-5. You offer him. The one who is aiming for a gold medal, he will not touch. It may be he may be interested in eating. He will not touch. While talking, he will read what the other fellows, the previous fellows have done. Only towards that he will read. While bathing, even while sleeping and dreaming, he will think about that gold. I want that, nothing else. Your aim will be to secure the gold medal in all your activities. Whether you are sleeping, even dreaming, you will be thinking about getting a gold medal as if standing on the number one. That is what he will think. Similarly, a seeker will carry out all activities keeping Bhagavan, the karma yogi, will keep Bhagavan as his goal. In all his activities, he will be carrying out all the activities. Swami Chinmayananda says, some people say, sir, I am doing karma yoga for a long time. But Bhagavan's grace not to be seen, sir. So Bhagavan is blessing only a chosen few, not for me. So what is the use of doing karma yoga? Useless, sir. I am wasting my time. This is what some people say. Swami Chinmayananda says, it is illogical to say that the finite reached infinite. Limited became unlimited. Mortal became immortal. Imperfect reached perfection. All these are illogical. The mortal in you, the limited in you, the imperfect in you, it must die. Then only you can become perfect. I must die. I must die. Then only I can become perfect. Not literally. Waker must die to become the dreamer. Dreamer must die to become the waker. The individuality must die to experience the truth. Swami Chinmayananda says, beautifully that God and God's grace are one and the same. He gives a beautiful example. Sun and sun's light are one and the same. Sugar and sweet are one and the same. Sun need not come to your room, literally. If sun wants to come to your room, suppose sun wants to come to your room with the same heat, can he come to your room? He says, if sun takes 2 steps towards earth, entire earth will be burnt. Now itself we are not 50 degrees. Sir, AC is required. So if sun comes to your room, towards the earth, 1 step towards the earth will be burnt. But how the sun gives the grace to you? He sends his grace, that is light. That light is the sun. Sun minus sun's light is not sun. Sun minus sun's light is not sun. Carefully. If you close the windows, sunlight will not enter your room. The moment you open your windows, automatically sun's grace comes. Light will enter. No one can stop. Similarly, God and God's grace are one and the same. You have closed all the windows of your heart. Tight. Put a lock also. Your heart is in utter darkness. Because of that darkness, the non-apprehension results in misapprehension. Because of that, you live in the dream world of projections. You are imperfect, so the entire world looks imperfect for you. Open your heart. Work in the world without ego and selfish desires. That is, act in God's consciousness. Then divine grace will automatically come. No need, it cannot stop. You have closed your heart. Selfishness. For me, everything for me, everything for me. Bank balance every day morning you look insufficient. Swami Chinmayananda says, open your heart, serve the world, work without ego and selfishness. Automatic. When you open the window, sun rays, you cannot stop, it will enter. Similarly, God's grace will enter. By thus working in the world, without the sense of agency and enjoyment, the existing vasanas get exhausted. This way, ego gets eliminated. Slowly, not at a time it will go. The more the seeker distances himself from the ego and its projections, the more he is awake to his spiritual state of pure consciousness. More the ego, you are more away from Bhagwan Krishna. Less the ego, you are more close to Bhagwan Krishna. Once the ego dies, the individual awakens to the state of pure consciousness and come to live thereafter the eternal, immortal state, that is Krishna state of perfection. Swami Chinmayananda says, in the preceding stanzas, the parts of knowledge, devotion, and action are indicated. In all of them, there is only one goal, that is goal of realizing the seeker's oneness with the Supreme. Integral sadhana is the core of Gita technique. Gita gives you integral sadhana. To synthesize the methods of work, devotion, knowledge is at once disciplining the body, mind, and intellect. Karma yoga is discipline pursued at the body level in order to control the mind and turn it towards the higher. That is what karma yoga is. Bhakti yoga is disciplining the mind by channelizing the emotions to contemplate upon the higher. Love, emotion, everything should be channelized towards the higher. That is mind. Jnana yoga is practice at the intellectual level. That is study, reflection, detachment, meditation, etc., whereby the mind is lifted to realm of silent experience of its own infinitude. To practice all the three, is to discipline all the three in us to attain total spiritual transformation of the seeker. So if you see, whoever it is, he can perform the actions only through body, mind, and intellect. These are the three which functions in the outer world. Body level, karma yoga. Mind level, bhakti yoga. Intellectual level, jnana yoga. So all the three we will be doing daily. All three are focused towards the final goal, to get the grace of Bhagwan Krishna. That is what Swami Chinmayananda says. Dr. Radhakrishnan says the three verses 56, 57, 58, starting from this verse. Bhagwan Krishna is applying the whole teaching to Arjuna. He says it is the goal of karma marga. Bhagavan indicates in these three verses that wisdom, devotion, and work go together. Only the work is done with the knowledge that nature of Prakriti is the power of divine, and the individual is only an instrument in the hands of God. With heart fixed on the eternal, and through His grace, whatever he does, he dwells eternally with the great abode. That is what Dr. Radhakrishnan says. Bhagavan in this verse, simply put, Bhagavan in this verse says, doing continuously all the actions, whatsoever action, taking refuge in me, he reaches my grace, he gains my grace, and reaches the eternal, undying abode. That is what Bhagavan Krishna says in verse 56. Verse 56 again. Sarva karmanyapi sadam kurvano matyabhashrayaham matprasada tavapnodi shashvatam padamavyayam. Next verse tomorrow. Harihom Sarvam Krishnarpanamastu. Narayana Narayana